check 1, 2. This is Thomas on the air. Pulling back the curtains, truth is laid bare. No fake smiles, no filters, no disguise. Just a raw reflection in your mind's eyes. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. They say the world's gone crazy, twisted and strange, but wisdom lasts through every kind of change. Step up, wake up, take control of the fight. We're breaking chains with every word we write. Thomas bringing truth like pages from the past. A voice that echoes, never fading fast. It's a podcast, but it feels like more. Opening doors you've never seen before. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Thomas bringing truth like pages from the past. A voice that echoes, never fading fast. It's a podcast, but it feels like more. Opening doors you've never seen before. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Fades with a confident cadence, supported by laid-back beat and smooth bass line. The vibe is gritty, yet motivation. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Yeah, yeah. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Yeah. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Fades with a confident cadence, supported by laid-back beats and a smooth bass line. The vibe is gritty, yet motivation. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Yeah. Mic check 1, 2. This is Thomas on the air. Pulling back the curtains, truth is laid bare. No fake smiles, no filters, no disguise. Just a raw reflection in your mind's eyes. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. They say the world's gone crazy, twisted and strange, but wisdom lasts through every kind of change. Step up, wake up, take control of the fight. We're breaking chains with every word we write. Thomas bringing truth like pages from the past. A voice that echoes, never fading fast. It's a podcast, but it feels like more. Opening doors you've never seen before. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Thomas bringing truth like pages from the past. A voice that echoes, never fading fast. It's a podcast, but it feels like more. Opening doors you've never seen before. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Fades with a confident cadence, supported by laid back beat through smooth bass line. The vibe is gritty, yet motivation. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Yeah, yeah. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Yeah. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. Fades with a confident cadence, supported by laid back beats and a smooth bass line. The vibe is gritty, yet motivation. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Yeah. Mic check 1, 2. This is Thomas on the air. Pulling back the curtains, truth is laid bare. No fake smiles, no filters, no disguise.
Wait, there we go. What is going on, everybody? It is Wednesday afternoon. Hope everybody is having a great day. Shout out to Minister Misty, who finally caught a live. There we go. The sound is great. I'm going to test this out just for you. Hold on. There we go. All right. This is some new thing where you can import sound. So today's live show is going to be a great, awesome show. But y'all know how we do. Before we get into the meat of the show, we're going to talk about the Black community. Because I was on Twitter fighting for my life all day yesterday and all day today. All day long. Over something that I said. And Black people were calling me white. They were calling me a raccoon, an Uncle Tom, a Sambo. And I'm like, what are you doing? So they're calling me all of these names, but they're forgetting why I'm saying what I'm saying. So we're going to watch the video that I made a comment on. We're going to look at what I said, and then we're going to look at some of the things that were said on the same thread that I was on. And then we're going to look at the people that responded to me. So without further ado, this is a video about a guy. He's a black guy who cannot find a job. And I understand that the job market is not that good for anybody. Sometimes, hold on, haven't been on there for a year. Sometimes I miss the myth. It's a lot of mess on Twitter. A whole lot of mess. A whole lot of mess. I just think it's a bunch of miserable people online arguing with each other all day and night about the dumbest stuff that you can possibly argue about. So we're going to take a look at the video, and then we're going to talk about it, because I want you to pay close attention to the video, and I want you to comment, why do you think he's unemployed? We're going to play the video right now.
Looking for a full-time job with benefits.
Hold on now. Job hunting in 2025. He has been looking for a job. Here we go.
I've been looking for a full-time job with benefits for 8 months.
Dag. 8. Now, here we go. 8 months. 8 months of looking for employment. Now keep that in mind. 8 months.
I'm convinced that either a witch has put a fucking curse on me, or that this whole job market it's just a fucking scam.
Oh, it's a numbers game. Oh, just network more. Oh, you gotta cut your hair.
Shut the fuck up.
There we go. There we go. We're getting close. We're getting real close. But he said something that is very important. You gotta cut your hair. You're trying to get a job in corporate America, and if you've ever worked in corporate America, they don't play. They will reject you based on your hair. They don't play about hair. They don't play about goatees, mustaches, beards. They don't play. And we're talking 2025 corporate America. So let's continue to watch the video, because we're going to get closer to what I'm getting at.
I have done everything that I can possibly do. First interview, great vibe. They're nodding, they're smiling, they're sucking your fucking dick.
Wow, great answer. Oh, we'll call your references. Oh, we'll be in touch.
They call your references. They all say that you're fucking legit. Second interview goes even better than the first interview.
Oh, you'd be a perfect fit. Oh, I really like your vibe. Oh, we'll be in touch soon.
They say. Bullshit. Radio fucking silence. Weeks pass. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm checking my fucking email like a goddamn maniac. Finally, you get the email. Generic, no feedback, no thought put into it, just boom, go fuck yourself. What's even more frustrating about this rejection is that I potentially turned down another job.
Bro. See, where's my, there we go.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So, you turned down a job, and you're struggling to find a job, anybody knows that you can find a job a lot easier when you have one. Because when you don't have one, it's a lot harder than when you do have one. So my advice to anybody that's looking for a job, just take the first job you can get and then move from that job to a better job. Sometimes you got to do that. Right. Facts. Exactly. Sometimes you have to do that because it's easier to find a job when you have one than when you don't have one. But let's continue on with this disaster.
Because I wanted to hear about this one. Because this one I was actually passionate about and I wanted it. I never got back to them because I didn't want to give them false hope if I got this other job. So now I have to go crawling back to these other people and hope that the fucking position is still open. And let's keep it 100. Let's keep it absolutely 1,000 people. We do not live in a fucking meritocracy, okay? HR does not give a fuck about your skills or your experience. They hire based off who they want to go get a fucking drink with. It's all based off.
Huh? Wait a minute. What did he... What did he say? Where's my sound at? Where is it? Here we go.
You stupid.
Like, I started out washing dishes and cleaning bathrooms. I actually started out, my very first job was at Food Line. It was a department store. It wasn't a department, it was a grocery store. And I had to push carts and bag groceries. But then I went from there to another job, and then another job, and then a better job, and then a better job, and then now we're all here. But this guy he's kind of going off his rocker because I've never heard of people just hiring somebody that they want to go out to drink with. That's kind of strange.
Vibes. And the audacity to drag this fucking stupid ass process out for weeks, bro. You knew on day one if you fucking wanted me there. And the fake niceness, y'all.
We loved meeting you.
Why didn't you actually write me something?
It was such a tough decision.
Was it? Or did you guys just want to hire internally so that you'd have to do less work?
We'll keep your resume on file.
Oh, you mean the fucking trash folder? Rejection's a huge part of life. I'm a performer. I get rejected.
He must be talking about construction job. He might be. Finding a job in this climate is difficult for everyone. Finding a job is a full-time job. You should apply for 10 jobs on average per day. That's from Job Request. Exactly. And also when you're applying for jobs, they have Indeed has Easy Apply, where they'll just mass send your resume out to a bunch of companies that match your resume. You can even apply to jobs on LinkedIn. When I was job searching, I used Indeed and LinkedIn. That was what got me the most hits for jobs, is Indeed and LinkedIn.
All the fucking time. That's totally fine. I can handle rejection. But if you're gonna reject me, just do it faster! Don't smile in my face, call my references, and then vanish like a fucking Tinder date. At least Tinder dates fucking ghost you faster. I'm tired, y'all. I'm so fucking tired, bro. I'm tired of selling myself. Tired of pretending that I give a fuck about these people's fucking work culture. Maybe I should have joined the circus. At least clowns get fucking paid.
All right, so Indeed is what I use. Exactly. Indeed is good. But now we come to the part of the show. Now I want you to take one guess. Why do you think he's having a hard time finding a job? Just by looking at his overall presentation, what do you think is preventing him from getting a job? What is like 2 things that he can change right now to improve his chances on getting a job? He's just venting. Right, he is. Multiple reasons. So, one of the reasons I said is that he needs to trim his beard, trim his mustache, maybe cut the locks off or at least trim them. But I said, I mean, you can just cut them. And then, like, make sure you have a nice pair of dress pants, a dress shirt, tie, dress shoes. Bro, when I said Twitter crucified me for 2 straight days on my comment, this is what they said. This is the comment. This is what I said. I said, cut the dreads. I bet if he got surprised by a good job offer, he'd delete this ring. Exactly. So this is what I said. This is from Twitter. Cut the dreads, trim your beard and mustache. I didn't say cut the beard and mustache. I said trim the beard and mustache. Get a shape up. Get a white dress shirt, tie, black, gray dress pants, and a black or brown dress shoes and belt. Then you will have better luck. You can't look like a bum and get a job. And then also shout out to one of my favorite Twitter followers, Richard's Vampire Huntress. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She said, agreed. It's all in the presentation. That's what it is, because you also have to understand is that, yeah, he can grow all that back once he's proven himself. Right. Because sometimes you have to play the game. We all have to play the game, but we have to play the game to win. I've been where this guy is that just don't want to see him give up. Right, he shouldn't give up, but sometimes we as black people, we're notorious for doing this. We will complain and complain, but all we have to do is make one little minor change. Something that's not even that big of a deal, that we can, our hair can grow back, our beard can grow back, our mustache can grow back. But for black people on Twitter to call me a sellout because of what I said, right, you shared that he was wanting a corporate job. Depending on the job, he could keep his current look. His attitude and arrogance overrides his physical appearance. Yeah, I mean, it really all depends on what type of job you're going for. Like, if he was going for like a corporate job, no. If he was going for an office job, okay, he may not have to cut the locks, but at least make them look presentable. Trim the beard, trim the mustache, get a shape up, you'll look fine. But if he was going on job interviews the way that he looks in the video, that's kind of an issue. He should work remote. But see, the thing about working remotely is, the thing about working remotely is that's a a win and a win too, but you also still have to make a good first impression in order to get the job. Like, you can just trim your mustache, beard, make the locks look presentable for the interview, and then when you're at home, you can do whatever you want. On the other hand, not everything he said was incorrect. It is a good old boy. It is a good old sense. Right, because especially with certain careers, they will lead you on, especially with tech. Tech is a good career that will lead you on very quickly, especially with, and I hate to say it and be that guy, but especially with tech, there's a lot of East Indians in tech. But there's a lot of quote unquote tech jobs that are being filled by East Indians and recruiting agencies. So the companies aren't even hiring you. It's the recruitment agency. But that's what I said. So let's look at how Twitter responded. I want to see, this is what Twitter responded with under the same thread. Maybe start fixing your hygiene. You look like a slime. People saying the way he looks isn't good enough for a job. Meanwhile, white men will get a job with tattoos on their face and rings pierced all over their face. Gotta cut the hair and beard to look more presentable. Kind of true. Has he tried shaving and cutting his hair because it will be tough to pass an interview looking like Michael J. Fox's Black Dad at the end of Teen Wolf? Also, what is he qualified to do? That's another good question. Bella Noches says, did he look like this when he was going into the interviews? Another good question. I know he's jobless, but looking homeless probably isn't helping his chances. See, people are kind of saying similar to what I'm saying to an extent. They even did a poll on what people thought. Haircut and a shave might help. Step one, don't look like you just crawled out of a one. I can't read. Out of a dumpster. Okay. So here's the poll. His unkempt looks is why he's not getting employed. 80% said yes. Only 20% said no. Nigga looks homeless. Nuclear power plants, right. Especially nuclear power plants and also factories. Factories, nuclear power plants, construction jobs, welding, plumbing, HVAC, stuff like that. He's a mid actor, and this was a mid skit. I wouldn't hire him for my Tubi movie either. Man, them Tubi movies are something else. Step one, read your shirt. Step two, stop looking and sounding like a crazy homeless man. So now we're going to get into what people said to me when I was on the thread. So somehow this went to another thread, and boy, oh boy, these people wanted to eat my ass up. So this is what this is what one guy said, and I told him I'm gonna put him in today's live stream. So Killjoy McCoy, if you're lurking in an incognito window, this is for you. Trash eating raccoon. Raccoon. This is back to back. I was fighting for my life against him and multiple other people. Here he goes. This is the Idris Elbow guy. This is what I commented under that started this whole shebang. As you can see, 48 comments and counting. It's still going right now, from what I understand. It's still going. But 266 people liked my post. So when I said this black man that can't get a job needs to cut his locks and trim his beard, I was called everything under the sun and accused of being right. That's all it was. It still is. It still is. Twitter shows no mercy. I agree about the locks, but black people go nuts when you point out how unprofessional they look. And that's what brings me to the meat of part one of this live stream. As black people, we have to learn how to take constructive criticism. Not everybody is not everybody's a coon, not everybody's a racist, not everybody is being evil or white supremacist or a sellout or an Uncle Tom, because people use those words incorrectly. Because what is an Uncle Tom? An Uncle Tom is somebody that shucks and jibes for white people. They want to do everything for white people. My good definition of an Uncle Tom is that black guy that be shucking and jiving and moving when he be eating. I never cut my dreads. Never. Exactly. I mean, you shouldn't. But if you're going to a corporate environment like a bank, or if you're going into like a customer facing job, you may have to cut them, but you can always grow them back. But the whole point is that black people as a collective, we have to get out of getting upset and calling people coon and Uncle Tom and, oh, you're racist. I get into so many spats on Twitter about racism. It's not even funny because they'll call you a racist, but then they don't even understand what racism really is. And racism is a system of oppression. If you keep them moisturized and done, there's no need to. Exactly. Yeah, you can just keep them moisturized and done, and there's no need to. You're exactly right. And that's true. But we also have to understand, and this is what I tell people all the time, we're all looking at life through our own eyes. We're looking at life through the lenses of self. And when somebody has a different opinion, we want to invalidate instead of understand. Just because somebody else has a different opinion than you doesn't mean their opinion isn't valid. Their opinion shouldn't be given space. And it doesn't mean that you're wrong. They just have a different opinion. And it helps when we can see the other person's side. And that's where I think people as a collective, we just need to learn to see the other side. So now, finally, we're going to get into why modern dating is broken. Your questions answered. because I believe modern dating is, I hate interviews I do. I get hired by companies who don't even know what I look like. Right. I mean, some people do. Some people do. Like, it really all depends on the industry you're in. Like, I'm in tech. So if you're in tech, you're going to have to be known and people have to know what you look like. But it really all depends on the industry. So why is modern dating, you're in electrical engineering, that's what's up. That's a job that's recession proof, AI proof, robot proof. You got it. Electrical, right? That's a good field to be in. And so, why is the modern dating market broken? So, I did a survey. I knew a male professor with dreads and a male psychologist with dreads, and they kept them moisturized and done. Yeah, that's true. That's all you have to do. I remember there was an aircraft pilot, an airline pilot. He had dreads. He had dreads that were locks, and they were done like they were kempt. Like, locks and dreads are fine if they're kempt and they look nice. But if they're like unkempt and they're like scraggly and they look like, right, that's a respectable profession. But if they're moisturized and nice, yeah, they'll get it done. So we're gonna watch a video and then we're going to talk about it. I also did a survey on YouTube and I'm going to check it. Okay, so we had a vote. Social media created unrealistic expectations, which is true. Social media, man, I remember back in the day when there was no social media. You had to date. You had to, let me move this. I remember back in the day when there was no social media and you were reduced to dating within your hometown. So if you were from Virginia, you were dating people in Virginia. If you were in New York, you were dating people in New York. If you were in Florida, you were dating in Florida. There was no long distance dating, online dating. The internet really wasn't that big at the time. Even after the early 2000s, the internet didn't even get that big until Facebook. And even with that, you really didn't have what we have now. So I agree. Social media kind of did ruin the dating market. Because social media gives you access to so many people at once. Like, you can talk to people in Philly, DC, Maryland, New York, New Hampshire, Baltimore, Northern Virginia, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Detroit, Chicago. You have all of these options. And what are you going to do when you're in a relationship and you have access to women all over the world? I remember those days I met my first, but there it is. That's where people met. That was the online dating. Was you go to college, you meet someone from a different state, and then you date. Like every school, even if you went to school, like let's say you were born in Virginia and you go to VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University. VCU is a big enough school where people come from all across the state to go to VCU. Same thing with University of Maryland University College, where the Maryland Terps play. People come from all over just to go to that one school. Same thing with Temple University and Drexel and University of Pennsylvania. People come from all over the United States to go to that school. So you can meet different people in college that you would have never met. But now you have, it's almost like you're living the college experience every single day. People have access to so many different people, so many different states, so many different options. There's really no incentive to stay in a relationship. If you get bored with your partner, you can go on Hinge or go on Bumble or go on Tinder, swipe right, and eventually you'll get a match. Let's watch this one video about the dating market.
Are you gonna buy
Hold on.
suit, right?
So
The dating
this is one other reason why the dating market is terrible.
pool is trash, the men are trash. It's just so bad. So I'm on the phone last night and I'm talking to this guy and I'm like, are you gonna buy me this bathing suit, right? And I'm talking to this
Hold
guy,
on.
I'm like, are you gonna buy me this bathing suit, right?
So what did she say? She said, Are you gonna buy me a bathing suit? You're gonna buy a bathing suit. You met this guy and you're already asking him to buy a bathing suit. Now listen to this woman's reasoning.
Jokingly, because I already knew that the answer was gonna be no, but I just wanted to see what his response was gonna be.
Really? You really think that this was a joke? Minister Missy Innocent, right. You really think that was a joke? It wasn't a joke. You were being serious. You really wanted this guy to buy you, right. Why play games? It's like, if you want to play games, go to Toys R Us or get on the Xbox, PS4, or Nintendo Switch 2. There's your, you want to play games, do that. Don't play games.
So I said, are you gonna give me this bathing suit? He goes, you never got me anything.
Oh,
Hey, yo.
he got him. Got him. You ain't never got me anything. Checkmate.
Strike one. Then he proceeds to say, well, I took you out on a date, I brought you dinner, and I paid for your hookah. I said, yeah, you asked me out on a date. Who did you think was going to be paid for that? Me? That was strike two. And then I'm like, well, you never asked me for anything. Who's to say that if you asked me for something, I wouldn't have gotten it for you?
Because you wouldn't have. Think about it. Modern woman goes out on a date with a guy. Said guy is being asked to buy something for her after he took you out on a date. Modern women are probably a big part of the shaggy, jobless man right? Because of the entitlement. Like, you think that you deserve what? You already went out to dinner. You already did this. You already did. The modern woman don't love nobody, especially when you're down. Right. Yeah, they don't. They really don't. Because why are you trying to be, dare I say, a gold digger? You already went out with this guy for a meal. You already had him take you out, and now you want more. Why? And then you think it's a red flag for him to say, well, you didn't get me anything. And then on top of that, you're creating this hypothetical situation as if you were really going to get him something. Stop the cat. Her first strike was referring to men as trash. Exactly. Like, why are you going to refer to men as trash when that same trash is taking you out, paying for a meal, and being nice to you?
But we're not talking about you. We're talking about me. I asked you for something, and then you flipped it and said, well, I never got anything. Where are these men from? Like, where did they come from? Like, I don't know if I'm more mad at that sassy response. Like, you could have just said no, or you could have just lied like most men do and be like, yeah, baby girl, I got you. Even if it's not the truth. But when they answer back with that, like, well, nobody ever brought me flowers, nobody ever pays to get my nails done, what are y'all talking about? Who's the woman in the relationship?
And see, this is all we're saying. This is what we're saying. It's not that we want to be the woman in the relationship. Right. It's not that we want to be the woman in the relationship. We just want reciprocation. That's what we want. Reciprocation. Reciprocation. That's what we want. So if we take you out on a beautiful date to Ruth's Chris or Steak 48 or Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse, then we just want some reciprocation. Right, double-minded. She asks to be lied to. Exactly. She's very double-minded. So, this is another video which will further explain why the dating market, why modern dating is broken. We're going to watch the video and then we're going to break it down.
Are doing. They don't know how to date. A lot of y'all women do not know how to date. I literally just got done watching a video with a girl talking about her experience from the Bumble app. Why y'all are still using the apps, I don't know. A lot of you women keep having poor experiences with these dating apps because you don't know what you're doing.
And this is true. This is true. Because there are two types of gold diggers. There are two types of modern women. Gold diggers and the one who go for more Aquavian and Punky. The motive of the gold digger are obvious. The ones who go after Punkies love to have power over them. If they can't chase after money, they chase after power. That is very well said. That is very well said. Because then I've really figured out why women date poogies. And I've probably seen it in multiple. Right, why are they? Exactly. Why are these women so loud? There's a pattern in these videos. Loud women. Exactly. Loud, obnoxious women that don't have home training. And, right, control freaks. And this is why so many women love to date Poogie. Women love to date Poogie because they want control over the relationship. And this ties into the video I did about therapy. For those of you who haven't seen it, you're missing out. But I'll give you a sneak peek. A lot of women like to control men. I'll say it because I'm a woman. Right, you know the deal. A lot of women like to control their man. It's easy to control a broke man. Exactly. You can control a man, a broke man, a man who doesn't really have anything. So they date the Poogie because they want to control him. They want to build him into their ideal man, but it never works. It always messes up. So then women in general, they like to control men and they do it through therapy. Women like to control men and they do it through clinical therapy. Because I remember, I'm going to tell my story about therapy. Because I know I talked about it in my other life. But I remember I went to therapy. Couples therapy. Years ago. And I noticed that a lot of men had the same story I did. I went to therapy. I've never desired or dated those times. Exactly. Good for you, Misty. Good. That's amazing. That you never desired or dated those types of men. But when I went to couples therapy, and it was me and my ex, she was the one who wanted us to go to therapy in the first place. I didn't want to go. I felt like I was fine. I didn't need it. I was fine. I didn't want to go to couples therapy. But you know how women do. They'll give you the whole, it's good for the relationship. And they can really help us heal and do, yeah, we can go to therapy and spend $150 to just have a vent session. So we end up going to therapy. And I noticed, right, again, control. And I noticed that when I was in therapy, she wanted, there it is. There it is. You got to it before I was going to say it. She wanted the therapist to take her side, which the therapist did. Every single session we went to, it was, you need to do this. You need to do that. You need to change this. You need to change that. She's only trying to help. She's only doing this for your benefit. She loves you. She's only doing this to strengthen the bond that you have for each other. But when I said, okay, she needs to stop doing this, stop doing that, stop going here, stop talking to this person, stop being so trusting of other men, stop doing X, Y, and Z. they would turn the mirror back on me and say, you need to do this. And then it's just like, right, modern women can't even control therapists. And I noticed that's why I'm so supportive of Jeff St. James, because he broke it down just like a therapist would, because he's a licensed therapist. And a lot of female therapists are more female centered than male centered. So, what are you going to do when you're in a situation where you're more that this is what we have, right? Because the therapist incentivizes the woman to not change, but forces the man to conform. And as long as he conforms and does what she wants, everything was fine. And I noticed that when I went to therapy years ago, I was like, why is it that I don't have a voice, nobody's listening to me? And I noticed that through multiple therapists, even male therapists. The Simpsons. Right. The Simpsons. I noticed that even when it was a male therapist with a PhD. I was a former therapist and not a modern woman, so when I worked with couples, the women expected me to take their side. And that is it, because women expect women therapists and even male therapists to take their side. That's what they expect. And then as soon as you don't take their side, oh, well, we need another therapist. This ain't working out. I feel attacked. I feel invalidated. I feel like you're gaining up on me. I feel like you're looking at me like I was the victim. But when it was all about me, nobody was upset. Right. Oprah, Ellen, The View are all man haters. And what's that other one? There's another one with 4 black women and 3 of them are divorced. What was that? It's Our Modern World. Exactly. And there's another talk show with black women that hate men. I'm trying to think of it. It's like Lisa Ray and Vivica Fox and another woman. Housewife. It's not Housewives of New Jersey. It was like Dad, let me see. What's the name of it? Vivica Fox TV show with women. Lisa Ray. I think it was Cocktails and Queens. Yeah, Cocktails with Queens. That's the show. Cocktails with Queens. That's the show. It was Lisa Ray, Vivica Fox, Selena Johnson, and Claudia Jordan. And it premiered on Fox Soul. And it was on YouTube and Apple TV. They had a talk show. I watched you and you watch me instead. I watch you instead of TV. Right. I watch YouTube a lot, but I don't watch TV. The men had my empathy more than the women. They were never listened to or respected by their partner. That's it. That's it. And that's what men we go to therapy and we feel invalidated and we feel not heard, not listened to. I never watched that show or any shows like that. I only know about it because it's been on social media and people talk about it. You watch me instead of TV. I'm the best TV out here. One of these days, a TV network is gonna pick me up. I'm speaking that into existence, and I'm gonna have my own TV show myself. The same women fight over a man bash the same man. Right, they do. So let's get back into the video.
This woman matches with a guy on Bumble. He doesn't have a date planned. He asks her what it is that she wants to do for a date. She's already turned off by this. She decides to play the cool girl and says, I don't want to go on a dinner date. I like to do some type of activity, and so I kind of want to do something chill or whatever. She thought that it was going to be a good idea to puff pass with this guy that is an absolute stranger that she does not know. So let's just start there. But let's go back. If a man is asking you to plan a date, you need to go on ahead and say what you want to do and make sure it's an inconvenience. Oh, you're asking.
What? It's an inconvenience. Let's see what her reasoning is.
Me what I want to do. So I want to go to Saks Fifth Avenue. I want to go to Neiman Marcus. I want to go to Mastro's. I want to go to Ruth Chris. If you're going to ask me what it is that we're going to do, don't fucking think that we're going to go on ahead and match on the first date. Don't think it's going to be Netflix and chill. Don't think it's going to be a coffee date or walking in the hike. Walking out, going on a hike. If a man is asking you to plan something, inconvenience him.
So that doesn't mean a man never told her that modern women did. I don't watch messy women TV shows. I don't blame you. There's nothing to write home about. It's just a bunch of gossip and drama. Right. The language, no class whatsoever. And then on top of that, you're going to inconvenience a man when he asks you what you want to do. If you really want to do all that, it would be better just to either unmatch or just unmatch. Don't even respond, because now you're wasting that man's time. You're wasting that man's time when all you have to do is just unmatch.
You will quickly realize that you would be wasting your time, because you answering in that form and fashion is going to reveal them very quickly. You ain't about shit. Don't ask me what it is that I want to do, and I'm truly telling you something it is that I want to do, and I've upped the ante and you don't want to take me to do it. When a man is asking you to plan the date, he wants to see how cheap you are.
No. And I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes, as we're getting to know you, we want, whoa, my cat's, hold on. My cat walked across. Give me 1 second. I gotta get my cat out of the office. There we go. I had to get my, sorry about that. My cat was in the office. He likes to sleep in the window. So that was my comment. But anyway, my right, these women hate all the bad qualities of Pookies, but they're the same women who raised them. And they don't like nice guys. What's the cat's name? The cat's name is Tiger. His name is Tiger. So I have Tiger and then I have Margin. So Margin, he's like skittish. Tiger, he'll bite you, try and run around, won't put on a collar. So that was Tiger. Right, he kind of looks like a tiger too. I was raised that women were not to curse, drink, or smoke. I was too. I'm 50 and I don't date any woman under 40. Right. Because, I mean, I get it because these younger women are loud, obnoxious. Some of them are even modern women. Yeah, Tiger. Exactly. And it's like these women are just so entitled. And we're going to watch one more video and then I'm going to get to the very last part of the live stream because it's already 8 o'clock. And I don't want to keep people up all night because we'll go, next thing you know, it'll be 11 o'clock. We're going to watch one last video. And then we're going to go into how you can tell a man is a pookie. Because pookies are also why the modern dating pool is broken. And I'm tired of women saying, I don't know what a pookie is. I don't know what a pookie looks like. I don't know what a pookie does. We didn't know that he was a pookie. So after this video, we're going to go deep dive into the anatomy of a pookie.
Most of these women nowadays, they're not dating because they're really trying to get to know somebody. They're only dating to try to extract resources from as many men as possible. That's their whole game.
Pookies were raised by modern women and not men. Exactly. It's the pookie, it's the pregnancy, the pookie pipeline.
I heard somebody on social media actually make a great point. They said that a lot of women nowadays have taken tactics from 304s, women of the night, strippers, dancers, those type of women from that life, and they're using those tactics on everyday men as everyday women, not realizing that you can't use 304 tactics when you just trying to date regularly. Like if you really trying to date as a regular woman and you trying to meet a husband, you cannot use hoe tactics. And that's what a lot of y'all doing. When I heard that, I was like, bingo. He hit it dead on. That's exactly what it is y'all using. I've known 304, so I know they tactics, and that's the tactics that y'all use. Sad.
Right. That's what it is. It's 304 tactics. Yeah, men don't raise them. Pookies were raised by modern women, not men. Exactly. Men don't raise them. They don't. Women raise them. And I remember I was listening to a podcast. What was his name? Dr. Hassan? It was some podcast because I listen to podcasts at night when I go to sleep. But there was a podcast and he was talking about single mothers create the pookies that destroy the community. And I was like, that makes sense. Because if you're a single mother, you're having children outside of wedlock, then those children grow up without a father, and then turn into Pookies and Ray Rays. And if you have a daughter, that daughter ends up following in the same footsteps as the mother. And I've actually met, and I know, single mothers who followed in the footsteps of their mom. And the other thing that nobody talks about is that none of them have a healthy relationship with their mother or their father. None of them. I've never met a single mother yet that has a healthy relationship with their mother or their father. Either the mother is a narcissist, the mother is selfish or entitled, and then that gets passed down onto the daughter. And then you see the daughter repeating the same cycle that the mother did with her onto the men that she dates. And then it's just an endless cycle. The mother has a daughter, the daughter has a daughter, the daughter continues to have a daughter, and it's a pipeline. It's a system. And that's why when you read the 1970 Moynihan report, you'll see that this started, but there's a book. There's actually a book, the Moynihan report, but the Moynihan report was based off of another book called, I believe it's called The Ghetto. I think that's the name. Right, generational curses. Right, it's a generational curse. Because the grandmother gave birth to the mother, who gave birth to the daughter, who gave birth to the other daughter, and now it's just going down the line. But now, there are women nowadays who dump their husbands, even their own children, out of utter selfishness, and then try to frame it. Right, women will sacrifice their home for their happiness. Men will sacrifice their happiness for the home. Women will throw it all away, dump their husband, dump their children, to say, I want to pursue my happiness. But a man will sacrifice and even give up his happiness for the relationship, for the children, for the marriage. That's where happy life, happy wife, happy life came from. It would be beneficial for the man to have a happy wife than a happy life. That's where it came from. So now we're going to get into, where is it? I hope I have it. Let me present. Share screen. Boom. All right. So we're going to get into the anatomy, right? Feminism, Gloria Steinem, and the 1960s revolution. I actually want to do a documentary on feminism. I'm trying to get books and look. I'm researching about Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony and how the women's suffrage movement excluded black women, but how they duped black women into being feminists. But it even goes back further than that. It goes back to pre-colonial and colonial slavery. That's why the white man buck broke the black man in slavery. Right, feminism, thumbs down. Exactly. Because it even goes back further than feminism. It actually goes back all the way to chattel slavery, when the man was broken down in front of the woman. And when white men broke down black men in front of the black woman, that subconsciously told her, this man can't protect me. This man can't do anything for me. So the seeds of feminism were planted during slavery. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people skip over the fact that the seeds of feminism and misandry and man hate, misandry has always been around. It's always been around. It's nothing new. We just didn't know what to call man hate until we figured out that was misandry. But the feminist movement in and of itself is a misandrous movement. That's it. Think about it. You go online right now. You will see feminists talking about men, saying things like all men till it's no man. All men till it's no man. It's not all men, but it's always a man. I didn't even know what red fem was until I went on Twitter. So now they have feminism, they have red feminism, they have red femleaning, they have pro, and see, this is the other side of it. On the black side, you have misandrous, you have pro-black women only that are mainly African and Caribbean women. And then you have the black divestors, the divestor movement. These divestors are black women trying to divest from Blackistan, which Blackistan is not even a real place. So what are you going to divest from? So I found this photo. I'm going to blow it up. And we're going to dissect a pookie. Because women will love to say, we don't know what is a good man or a bad man or whatever else. So I want you to send this video clip, because I'm going to clip it. Yeah, disgusting. I'm going to clip this and upload it on YouTube. And then I want people to send people this video when they say, oh, I don't know what a pookie is. I'm showing you. This is what a pookie looks like. Exactly what a pookie looks like. Down to the T. And I'm going to point out some things that most people miss. So number one, he's wearing a suit. But I want you to pay close attention to his sleeve. A lot of hood guys and a lot of pookies, when they wear suits, they don't take the little sleeve thing off. When you buy a suit, they have these little tags on the sleeve. Hood guys do not take those off. I see it all the time. You can tell when it's a hood guy wearing a suit. He needs some home-cooked meals and a new wardrobe. Exactly, because this doesn't go together. A lot of hood guys don't dress up. They don't even own a suit. So when they wear it, they look out of place. So the other thing I want you to pay attention to is the shoulders. The shoulders have a boxy look. It doesn't fit. It's an off-the-rack suit. So it's a suit that's too big, that's not fitted. He needs to put on some weight. Yeah, either he needs to put on some weight or he needs to get clothes that are his size. because that suit jacket is too big. It doesn't fit. So the suit jacket doesn't fit. It has the box look on the shoulders. Then if you look at another thing, he's wearing skinny jeans with a suit jacket. You don't do that. If you're going to wear a suit jacket, you want to wear either suit pants, chinos, some type of dress pant. You don't want to wear skinny jeans with a suit, and you don't want to wear, I don't even know if these look like boots. If you're going to wear boots, if you're going to wear boots with a suit, get some Chelsea boots. Please get some Chelsea boots. Those are the only boots that you can wear with a suit and get away with it. Is Chelsea boots. I have 2 pairs of Chelsea boots, one in black, one in brown, and I wear them with a suit in the fall and winter. Get some Chelsea boots. So then, if we go back up to the top, dirty, right? They're dirty boots. You don't want to wear dirty boots with dress clothes. So then we have the top. The turtleneck is kind of the only good thing he's wearing is the turtleneck. But you're wearing a loud chain with the turtleneck. The chain can be smaller. Right. You're wearing a loud necklace with a turtleneck. That's gonna distract. Like if he was gonna do this outfit, if I was gonna wear this outfit, I would wear a different color. I would wear like a baby blue. I don't know. I would wear a baby blue or a red turtleneck. I would wear the white suit jacket, but I would have a pocket square that has red and white in it. I would have a pocket square with red and white. And then, right, he needs coaching. He does. He does. I would wear a red turtleneck, white suit jacket. If I was going to wear a necklace, which I don't really wear necklaces often, I would wear like maybe a Cuban link necklace, like a short, no self-respect. Right. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. Right, but I would lose the pants and the boots, put on some Chelsea boots. I would get some trousers. If I'm gonna wear a red shirt, you can wear like, I would say like navy blue trousers, maybe gray trousers. Something with color. Something with color. And then I'm just going to go through this one slide. So there's a reason why women kind of date for money? Because if you notice that a lot of women, another reason why modern dating is broken is because women date for money. Why? This is from Dr. Mariko Chang. There are dramatic disparities in poverty rates by social and ethnic groups, and smaller disparities by gender. Men and women of color are more likely to live in poverty than white men and women whose poverty rates in 2019 were 7 and 9%. In the same year, the rates of people of color who lived in poverty were 19% for black men and 23% for black women. That's why you see so many women out here begging for money and trying to go on dates and wasting your time, because a lot of people, I've never dated for money, maybe I should have. I mean, there's a difference when you date. There's a difference when you date for money. If you're going to date for money, you need to be able to afford the same things that people with money can afford. So that means if you want to go to Formula One racing, then you need to be able to, if you want a guy that's in the Formula One, you need to know about Formula One. If you want a man that has money and wealth, you need to be educated on what men with money and wealth like to do. I date for character and kindness. I do too. I date for character and kindness because that's what's gonna last. All the money will go away, all the fortune. Right. 21 questions. That was my jam back in the day. True love costs nothing. That's what was it? I think Jennifer Lopez made a song about that. My love don't cost a thing. I think it was her. Yeah. Jennifer Lopez. Yeah. 50 Cent, 21 questions. Jennifer Lopez, my love don't cost a thing. And then we're just going to go through. Most young men are single. Most young women are not. But there's a reason why. Dating app struggles. So if you've ever been on dating apps, I've been on dating apps. I'm sure we all have. A lot of people like to waste your time on dating apps. Like you'll match with somebody and then either they won't reply or by the time they reply, you done forgot. Right, her love definitely counts. Oh, those husbands she had. Right. Her love broke many banks. But especially with online dating, let me blow this up so y'all can see it. Yeah. So this study was conducted to quantify the Tinder socioeconomic prospects. Let me make it smaller. For males, based on the percentage of females that will like them. Female Tinder usage data was collected and statistically analyzed to determine the inequality in the Tinder economy. It was determined that the bottom 80% of men, in terms of attractiveness, are competing for the bottom 22% of women, and the top 78% of women are competing for the top 20% of men. 80-20 rule. 80-20. 20-80. That 80-20 rule doesn't fail. But when we do a deeper dive into online dating, I've had experiences with online dating, and I feel that online dating is great, but I also feel that online dating, a lot of people that online date really can't date it's like they really can't date within their own vicinity. So then they end up dating online, hoping that they can find someone. Because a lot of single mothers date online, a lot of overweight women will date online, a lot of women with tattoos and wants to be handled will date online. So it's like dating online is kind of like, to me, it's kind of like the dumping ground for lack of a better term, it's kind of like the dumping ground for misfits. It's like everybody online is dating online on Tinder, on Hinge, on Bumble, because they really don't want to go out and date within their own city, state, or county. Because to me, it's much easier to go out into the world and meet someone. It's a lot easier and it's a lot quicker than to go online, try to date, then try and figure out if it's going to work. Then you have to start the process all over again when you meet someone else. So it's like a tedious process. And so many people, and see, this is what I want to bring up. Like, there are benefits to dating apps. Don't get me wrong. There are benefits to dating online, but I feel there's a lot more benefits to dating in person. But if you're going to date online, it's better to date online where you can meet them in person. Instead of trying to date somebody, like let's say you're in Washington, D.C., and you're trying to date someone in Chicago, that's not going to work. It would be better if you try to date someone in D.C. or Maryland or Virginia, DMV, because all three places are right next to each other. Like, another good example, if you're in Philly, if you don't want to date people in Philly, you got Delaware right across the bridge. You got New Jersey right across another bridge. You have vicinity options, but you don't want to be in Philly and trying to date someone in Detroit or California is not going to work. So some of the benefits of online dating is the convenience. You can meet people from your mobile phone without leaving your home, which can be ideal for shy or introverted individuals. And here we go with the wider pool of partners. Apps connect you with people outside your immediate geographic or social circles who share your interests. Pre-screening. Profiles allow you to learn a lot about a person's interests and preferences before you even meet, making the process more efficient. Now, I agree and disagree with that. It all depends on if the person you're trying to match with filled out her profile or their profile correct. Because some people will say an ideal Sunday is eating food and watching TV. Or they'll say a way to win me over is food, sports, and checkers. And it's like you're really not giving anybody anything to work with. So with the pre-screening, I believe it's a hit or miss. It all depends on the app and who you want to match with. Reduced pressure. You can avoid uncomfortable public interactions and have more relaxed conversations, according to ExpressVPN. I disagree. And I will tell you why. Oh, I will tell you why. To me, dating apps are like texting. Only you don't have their number. So you're going to date and you're going to get to know each other on a dating app. And then on top of that, once you match with somebody and you message them, you have to wait until they message you. What if they don't message you? Then what? You have to unmatch, start the process over. So it's a game of cat and mouse. Who's going to match with me? And can we keep the connection going enough to get off of the dating app so that we can actually meet in person and get to know each other? So the benefits of offline dating. Here we go. These are the benefits. Meeting in person. Meeting in person allows for more of a genuine interaction and better assessment of emotions, intentions, and chemistry. That is true. It's a lot easier to meet someone through somebody else. You go out and hang out with a friend, they bring their friend along, boom, the ice is already broken because you already know this person through someone else that can vouch for you. Now you can then jump in to a conversation with that person and not even have to spend time breaking the ice. The ice is already broken. Natural conversation. Conversations can flow more easily when you already have something in common and met through shared activities or circles. Less superficiality. You're more likely to form meaningful relationships based on a deeper connection rather than just physical attraction, says the Temple News. And last but not least, you're less likely to encounter scammers or people who are not seriously looking for a relationship when you meet them in person. So all in all, it's always a good thing, in my opinion. If you're going to date, one of the things that you can do, I would strongly recommend dating in person. And if you're going to date online within, I would even say this, meetup.com. If you want to get out there and meet new people in a friendly atmosphere, go to meetup.com, make an account, and register to go out with people within your area. Every city has a meetup in their setting. Especially with October coming up, they're going to be having bar crawls, Oktoberfest. I did online dating briefly 16 years ago, and I wasn't a fan. I don't blame you. I'm in my own story. Whenever I've done online dating, it always ended in disaster. The last two relationships did not work that I had, and I met them both online. Both of them I met online. So the only way that I'm doing online dating again is if you're in the same city I'm in and we can meet through a mutual friend or a meetup. And that's why I support just going out into the world. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of done with online dating altogether. It's better, in my opinion, it's better to just go out into the world and find a mate, find a partner, get to know somebody, because that way you'll have a more easier experience. You don't have to break the ice because the ice is already broken. Then you meet through a mutual friend. That mutual friend introduces you to them. They're already comfortable because they're thinking, hey, I met you through this person, or I met you through soccer, or I met you through baseball, or I met you at a tailgate, or I met you at a bar that we went to. So I would even encourage you to ask your friends if they know anybody single. Then they can invite them out. Half of the work is done for you. I'm not interested in dating. However, when I do, I will meet someone at a bookstore or a coffee shop. Mine, I almost said the I almost said the N word. I was like, my N word. But yeah, places I enjoy. I love reading and coffee myself. So it's like, why not just go to where you enjoy and then find somebody there? Or I'll give you an even better tip whenever you decide to start dating again. Join a local book club. Takes all the guests you already know. Then, right, my ninja. Right. Right. Because that join a book club is very easy. Go there, join the book club, read with like-minded individuals. All the work is already done for you. Then all you have to do is just position yourself to be chosen by one of the men in the book club. I love music. You're literally naming everything that I like to do. Museums and vinyl. I love museums. History museums. Number one. I love history museums, art museums. In Washington, D.C., they have a bunch of museums in Washington, D.C. They have the Air and Space Museum. They have the African History Museum. They have, right, cool. They have Air and Space, African history, military history. What else do they have? Smithsonian. That's where the Smithsonian Museum is. And then you have National Geographic, the National Geographic Museum. All those are free. And you don't have to pay to get in. They get you with the parking now. The museum is free, but they get you because you have to pay to park on the street because parking in DC is atrocious. Good idea. Exactly. And see, that's really what it's all about. It's about just going out into the world, doing things that you enjoy, and then the right person will find you doing something that they enjoy that you also enjoy. And that's the best way to date. I don't think people should waste time on online dating. Just go to meetup.com, find a meetup in your area, and just frequent that because the meetups are free. And then you can get to know multiple people at once. And it doesn't have to be on some romantic stuff. You can make great friends. But anyway, it's 8:46, almost 9 o'clock. I'm gonna end the stream there. Thank you all for coming out, especially Minister Misty. I'm glad you were able to catch a live. Also, shout out to, since I have music now, shout out to Minister Misty. And also shout out to William, who's always here, rain or shine, hurricanes or floods. He's always here, always commenting on every single video I put out. Number one commenter on my entire channel. A shout out to him. Of course. So I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget, if you haven't seen my most recent video, head on over to my video section and make sure you watch my most recent video. And also, I dropped a brand new short this morning at 7 a.m. Right now, it's got almost 1,200 views. So it's doing good. My shorts are doing good. So I'm happy about that. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a great night. I'm also going to be dropping a new video on Friday. And I'm going to be going live again on Saturday. So I'm going to drop a video. Hearts, William, number one. I'm going to be dropping a new video on Friday. You don't want to miss it. Around 3 p.m. on Friday. And then I'm going live on Saturday afternoon. And we're going to be talking more about modern women in the dating market. Y'all have a great night. And I will see y'all next time. Peace.
Just a raw reflection in your mind's eyes. Keep it real, stay strong, rise above the hype. Life's got layers, not just what's in sight. Brothers, stand tall, let's rewrite the code. Truth in your headphones, ready to unload. They say the world's gone crazy, twisted and strange, but wisdom lasts through every kind of change. Step up, wake up, take control of the fight. We're breaking chains with every word we write. Thomas bringing truth.